Good morning from the Evening Standard's newsroom in London. Spain's tourism ministry says the country will be ready to welcome back UK tourists in June. The European Union previously set out plans for coronavirus vaccine certificates that could be used by British holidaymakers this summer. According to the European Commission's proposal, digital green certificates will be accepted as proof a person had a COVID-19 jab, received a negative test result or recovered from the virus. And Spain, which welcomed 18 million Brits in 2019, says a digital certificate scheme is currently being trialled with a view to a wider rollout in June. India has reported a record rise in coronavirus deaths over the last 24 hours, taking its total fatalities past the 200,000 mark. It comes as vital medical supplies began to reach the country as hospitals starved of life-saving oxygen and beds turned away coronavirus patients. A shipment from the UK, including 100 ventilators and 95 oxygen concentrators, arrived in the capital, New Delhi, yesterday. Crematoriums in the city have been forced to build makeshift funeral pyres as the COVID death toll continues to rise. Boris Johnson reportedly told aides he could not afford the revamp of his Downing Street flat as the costs started to spiral. Scrutiny on the Prime Minister over the refurbishment of his number 11 flat has refused to abate, despite Downing Street's efforts to draw a line under the issue. A number 10 spokeswoman says renovation costs of Mr Johnson's living quarters, beyond those provided for by the £30,000 annual allowance, had been met by the Prime Minister personally, adding Conservative Party funds are not being used for this. But with Labor calling for answers on how the work was funded, the Daily Mail reports Mr Johnson told colleagues the bill was escalating out of control. Meanwhile, his Chief of Staff, Dan Rosenfield, is said to have felt the refurbishment was a crazy arrangement and a mess. Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe feels there wasn't anything said that gave grounds for hope during an urgent debate on her fresh jail sentence and travel ban from Iran, according to her husband. The British-Iranian dual national, who watched the House of Commons proceedings from the Middle East, also questioned why the Foreign Secretary opted not to answer the question in person, but sent Departmental Minister James Cleverly instead. The mother of one was handed a fresh jail term of 1 year and a year-long travel ban in Iran on Monday on new charges of spreading propaganda against the regime, having already served a 5-year prison sentence after being detained on charges of crimes related to national security. Britney Spears is set to address a US court over the conservatorship that controls her life. The pop star's lawyer says she wants to address the court directly. Judge Brenda Penny, sitting at Los Angeles Superior Court, set a status hearing for June 23. It's not clear how Spears will appear, either in person or virtually.